And I think I mentioned in a previous Yard Hunt update that the motor for Steve the Zombie needs some tweaking. This arm that's in here, just like this is like an angle bracket that I bent. I do this a lot with these, and I zip tie them on to the original 12-volt wiper motor arm. This one is on its way out. When I originally set this up, I tested it for like hours. I don't think this thing is going to last. I did order two arms from Freight Props. They actually make an extended piece. If you look, I'm not sure how long that is, the ones that come with these. But I was able to find 6-inch versions of this. So instead of having to, tie something in, it'll definitely be a lot more robust, and it'll last for sure. So the only problem is 6 inches is too long for this. It would like hit in the back and maybe catch up on the shirt. So I'm gonna have to cut that down. I need it to be 3.5 inches. So this is what it looks like. They're great because it actually has the teeth where the hole is, so it grips right down when you screw it in. So this thing doesn't move once it's in place. I'm gonna use my angle grinder, and we're gonna cut at that length. All right, guys, I got them up and running. Really nice and tight. Looks great. I love the movement. It's a little different than what you normally see with the classic swaying zombie movement, which is right here. It is Walter. They look awesome together, guys. Check this out. Very cool, man. I'm really digging it. And yeah, there's the Coffin Ripper. He's doing his thing. Then Grave Popper. He's still going nice and strong. He's been going for a while now. I did mention, I think in the last update video I did for you guys, Michael Myers, I still haven't had a chance to check the head movement for him. Something's a little off because, as you can see, it's not as smooth as it was last year. Last year it was like awesome. It's funny because a lot of people actually thought that was a real person, to do like a jump scare. So I will be getting my fog piping out here. I know a lot of folks do chillers and stuff like that. I actually ran some PVC last year, and it worked out really well. It was just like a T. It comes right down the center here, and then there was just a junction. It's all PVC, so like a T that split off, and it goes in that direction and this direction, and then and that was one fogger, and I have holes drilled in it all the way down. So if it's nice and calm like it is tonight, man, it comes up, looks fabulous. I also have. Actually, I think I have 3 foggers right now that I'm using. So there's the high-powered one doing that, and then I have a second one that I hook up a garden hose mechanism thing that I make. I'll definitely show all this stuff to you guys again coming up within the next couple weeks probably. But yeah, so that kind of disperses it over on this side. Then last year I had the Cauldron Creep around that area here. And I had a smaller fogger unit pumped into the cauldron, so that was kind of dumping out. And they were all going off at different times, so it looked really good. But I always tell people, everybody gets so excited. I see online and Facebook pages and stuff of, I'm going to do a fog chiller this year. And I always say it, man, Mother Nature always wins. And I think out of the last maybe 10 years, maybe on Halloween there might have been 1, possibly 2 Halloweens where the fogger just worked great. All it takes is a little bit of wind and it's all done. It doesn't matter how you're running it. If you're making some great big chiller, or it doesn't matter. The wind just takes it away. End of story. I do still have to go through all of my candles and put new batteries in them. I think I mentioned in my last update that I was saving a bag of AA batteries that we were using for Xbox controllers that still had some juice left in them. And I'm like, you know what, let me see how far I can get with these. But they're acting a little wonky. They're coming on and off different times. So these are the ones I mentioned before that they come with a remote control, and you can set them up to go for 4, I think 2, 4, 6, or 8 hour clips. You know, so if you turn them on at 3 p.m., they'll turn off after whatever you set them to, and then the next day at 3 p.m. they'll come on again. And also, I am going to go through and weather her dress a little more. I want it to look a lot grimier than it does right now. And Walter and Steve, the same thing with their white shirts. I really want them to look, you know, dirty. I'm probably going to do a mixture. I'll probably first do either coffee or tea and just, you know, dump it all over their shirts. And then I'll go back with some black acrylic mixed with water and do some sprays on that. Maybe even some greens also, but that should look pretty awesome once I do that. I hope to do that this week. And also, I do want to mention, I just dropped a new video tutorial for you guys. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure you guys check it out. It's really awesome. It's my new version of my Groundbreaker that I did for you guys last year. It's pretty souped up. It's a different movement. It's a lot easier to store. It's going to be a little more friendly with the elements too, because the original version that I made there was a lot of wood involved. This is mainly 1/2-inch PVC. So now that you guys have seen that, or if you haven't checked it out, make sure you guys check it out. But I am going to put him right here. The one that you guys see in the video, I'm actually sending to someone. I have a second one that I'm working on right now, but that's going to look pretty sick. It's going to be right there. Got to do the wide shot. I kind of forget to do that sometimes for you guys. So not a lot has changed other than the zombies finally being up and running. So I hope this week, I have a lighter schedule this week with everything. So I'm hoping that I can do a separate video for you guys on my jump scare that's going to be set up here. I haven't said much about it yet because I didn't know if I was going to include it in an actual haunt update or if I was going to do a separate video on what it is I'm doing with that. So it'll all make sense. Morning, guys. Got my cup of coffee. You never get to see the yard, what it looks like in the morning. So this is before the sun comes over the house. It's nice and cool on this side. Lots of moisture this morning. And look, one of my candles is still on. So I got to figure out what's going on there. But I did mention last night, I'm going to start weathering the zombies. And there's Steve, looking good. I have done a light weathering before, but I want to go back and I'm actually going to pour coffee on the white shirt here. Maybe a little bit on his jacket as well. But we're also going to be hitting this with acrylics too. All right. Tea. All right, guys, so here they are at nighttime, and I don't know how well you can tell from the video, but there's a definite difference between the white color that we were seeing before for the shirts versus what I'm seeing now. They definitely look dingier. You may notice there's a light now that I have behind the tombstone. I'm just kind of playing around with this because I did just order 2 boxes of lights that are strung together. They're kind of like the ones that I already have, but in a slightly upgraded version. So there's going to be 6 here on this side of the walkway and another 6 on this side of the walkway. And of course, they're all going to be controlled via, phone app. And the other thing that's going to do too is like the chain fence that I put in with the bats. I think you're going to be able to see that a little bit better too. So yeah, looking forward to that. So yeah, I was just playing around just to kind of see how Walter would look with light coming up, and it looks really cool. I'm going to do the same thing with Steve on this side. Again, Groundbreaker is going to go here. The other thing that I did do today, actually this evening, was I noticed the movement of Steve wasn't quite like what it was when I originally set him up. And I figured it out. It took me a little bit to figure out that the ground on this side is I'm exaggerating, but it slopes down. So the PVC frame that he's built on, he's actually kind of in this position. So he wasn't as hunched over before to try to stand up. That was kind of the thought process, that he's, you know, he's a zombie, he's hunched over. So what I did was I put some wood blocks behind the frame. I'm going to paint those tomorrow, but I'm getting a much better movement out of him now, I think. It looks really good. I'm totally digging it. And Living Dead Girl came out great. Again, it's hard to capture a lot of this on video, but I don't know if you could see, she has much more staining on her dress now than she did before. It looks really dingy. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to try to add a little bit more to both her and both zombies. I don't want to get too crazy and have it be too dark. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Always appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.